killed in an alien attack, like the movie Mars Attacks, for the Oval Office to fall into a woman's lap. On the rare occasion a woman becomes the president on her own steam, she is shown struggling to balance the job and the family, a requirement men are rarely expected to meet. In the 1964 comedy Kisses from My President, Leslie McLeod eventually discovers that she is pregnant and resigns to devote herself full-time to her family. In 1985, ABC's sitcom Hail to the Chief, President Julia Mansfield has to manage her political fortunes while raising her family. In real life, American women have seldom come anywhere near the White House, except as a First Lady, until now, until Kamala Harris, a presidential candidate in the 2020 election, became the country's 49th vice president, a heartbeat away from the Oval Office. 100 years after the suffragist movement led to women getting the right to vote through the 19th Amendment, America is at a unique moment in its history. The year 2020 was annus horribilis in so many ways, but it was a peak moment for female political empowerment. American women finally smashed the glass ceiling. Several had tried before, but only 3 had come close, Hillary Clinton being the one who came nearest. Democratic vice presidential nominee Geraldine Ferraro in 1984 and Republican vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin in 2008 both lost on the coattails of presidential candidates Walter Mondale and John McCain, respectively, eventually fading into oblivion. Hillary Clinton won the national popular vote comfortably in 2016, but was thwarted by an archaic electoral college system that is suffused with white male primacy and patriarchy. The Electoral College, which actually elects the president, gives representation to thinly populated states and rural areas, which are white majority areas, without regard to demographics. 2 senators per state, regardless of population. The expressions glass ceiling and heartbeat away from the White House or the Oval Office feature in current political discourse more than at any time in history, given the breakthrough in 2020 on the gender, race, and age front. Coined by management consultant Marilyn Loden at a panel discussion appropriately titled Mirror, Mirror on the Wall at the 1978 Women's Exposition in New York. Glass ceiling refers to the sometimes invisible barrier to success that many women come up against in their careers. 2 years before Loden's crack about the glass ceiling, the Jimmy Carter campaign threw out the term heartbeat away from the presidency into the public domain in a television ad promoting a strong running mate, Walter Mondale. When you know that 4 of the last 6 vice presidents have wound up as president, who would you like to see a heartbeat away from the presidency? It asked. After 2 election cycles that gave Ronald Reagan 2 terms as president, the same expression was used with concern in 1988 to ask if George H.W. Bush's running mate, Dan Quayle, really had the goods to succeed him if it came to that. Quayle was widely seen as a lightweight dummy, surpassed only in 2008 by the mediocrity of John McCain's running mate, Sarah Palin. But generally, with women running mates, it was not a question of whether they had the intelligence to lead the mightiest country in modern history, but whether they had the machismo, somehow in patriarchal America. The presidency has always been considered a man's job. Men have been at it for over 240 years.